Today we are talking with Jaime Jo Wright about her upcoming book, On the Cliffs of Foxglove Manor, which, by the way, I love that title. I'm
Thank you.
immediately drawn in. This is a duo timeline book. Tell us a little bit about the first timeline, which takes place in 1885.
Yeah, the first timeline is set on the cliffs of Lake Superior, to be most specific as far as the location. And there's a manor, and a young woman comes to this manor. She's been sent there by her father for a surface reason, but then also an underlying mission that she's supposed to accomplish. And it's a little bit, I like to say it's a little bit of Jane Eyre meets kind of a pirate story, and you've got the cold cliffs of Lake Superior. So there's a little bit of treasure hunting in here.
You can't go wrong with pirates, that's for sure.
No, you can't.
Was the choice of Lake Superior, was that something that was near and dear to you, or you just thought it'd be a great setting?
I used to vacation up in the Upper Peninsula, up north, Lake Superior. And so I grew up on the shores of Lake Superior, and I've always wanted to write a story there. And I was just waiting for the right one to knock on my brain, and it finally did. So
There you go. All right, so now we jump ahead to present day. Tell us about that timeline and what's happening.
yeah, so present day is the same location, the same manor, which is now no longer a place of mystery. It's actually been turned into a respite care center for some aging and elderly. And the main character, Kaylee, is coming there. She had visited it once as a young child, and shortly after, she had been kidnapped for about 8 hours. And when she was released, she was so little, nobody believed her story. And she's come back to Foxglove Manor and the nursing home there to try and retrace the steps as a child and bring some resolution to this haunting kidnapping that she's not been able to put aside.
Now I'm going to guess, because I haven't read it, that the two worlds do eventually come together in some manner, and I don't want to ruin that for the readers, but is there an undercurrent of a theme that runs through sort of both these stories that kind of brings it together?
Very much so. That's very much kind of a lost and found sort of theme. And it's from a spiritual perspective, just that feeling of what is my purpose? Why am I here? And what is the reason to look into the future and find really a reason to continue on? In the past timeline, the main character is actually struggling with some suicidal thoughts and just there's no point in living. And so it's really that theme of what is that greater purpose that God has for us and finding that.
Right. I'm a firm believer that there's much to learn in the moment, what's
Mhm.
around us, but there's also something to learn from the past. And so this kind of brings these two worlds together. Are there things that when you're researching these books, so you're going back to 1885, Lake Superior, are there things that you learn through that process? Not just, I guess, specifics of history, but the ways people used to live, and some
For
of
sure.
the things that are part of that era.
Absolutely. In fact, one small tidbit that I found really fascinating was in 1885, in a lot of the cities like Milwaukee, etc., there was electricity starting, and at a minimum they had gas lamps that were very easy to light. But because Lake Superior was so remote, even at that time period, they were still using kerosene. They were using wax, candles, almost like a Regency era type of lighting,
Mhm.
because it was easier to use like whale oil, fish oil, those types of things that were easier for them to get.
Interesting, very interesting. Um, when you're writing, do you form an attachment to a character? I'm sure you're attached to all of them, but do you find yourself pouring a little bit of you into a particular character where you say, yeah, this is very much like me? Do you
Yeah.
find yourself doing that?
Yeah, I think I do. And obviously there's a little bit of me probably in every character to a degree, but in this one specifically, I really related to the historical heroine, Adria. I related to her feelings of anxiety and just always questioning her purpose. And so it was an interesting personal spiritual journey just going through it at the same time.
Wonderful. Well, we are going to wish you all the success with the new book, On the Cliffs of Foxglove Manor. I'm looking forward to reading it when it comes out. And thank you for taking the time to do this today.
Thank you so much. Hi to everybody in up north.